Space Ghost.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 393 of Fans of Power. I am Nathan Kennedy, and joining me tonight, we have Tyler T-Rex Baker, the Titty Genie, Ren McKenzie, and the Doctor is here, Dusan Mitrovic. Joe Amato has some family stuff going on this week, and Rebecca also got some family stuff going on, but she may pop in at some point during the show, so we'll see how that goes. Sorry that we're late. Going live. It's not that we were waiting on
everyone went to the toilet.
we all peed.
We're talking comics, which I just think what I was thinking, like there's an awesome Thor comic book drawn by Jack Kirby I would love to discuss with Ren and Deucin too.
Okay.
Like it includes Ego, the Living Planet, and Galactus going at, and Thor's caught in the middle of it. Like I would love. It's beautiful, like Kirby artwork, and I'd love to talk to you guys about that.
Didn't they adapt it in the 90s series for Fantastic Four?
They may have. I only saw a handful of that because what was weird when that cartoon aired in our era, it was random. They would play Iron Man on Sundays, and sometimes you get lucky and they play Fantastic Four instead. I have no idea why.
Like there's a season 2 episode where Fantastic Four encounters Mighty Thor and they battle Ego, the Living Planet.
It might be pulled from that.
It's so perfectly done. Like the episode is fantastic, like literally.
That might be. I'll have to send it to you guys and see what you guys think. There's another, the one where Fire Lord shows up for the first time and gets in this big fight with Hercules and Thor, and it's like, no, Galactus needs your help. Like that'd be another one to fun. That's John Buscema's artwork too, who did that one.
That would be a cool one. So the plan is here because Ren, before we started,
Ren let us know that he was, and with good reason, because we've talked about it. We just have, and he's like, I don't really feel a part of the group, you know.
I was offended.
we haven't had Ren on a spinner rack yet, and we so count on the four of us doing a spinner rack together in the very near future. Also count on the four of us sitting down on a Friday night and going through a Space Ghost book and kind of talking about the cartoon a little bit, because in between Tyler watching shitty movies, because he's a changed man these days.
I am reborn, man.
He started watching original Space Ghost, as have I, thanks to Deucin for the YouTube link for all those episodes. So it's been a blast going through that. And it turns out Ren actually likes Space Ghost. So we're like, all right.
It's not trash. You know, it's hard to find things that aren't trash.
I know. That's kind of the biggest thing with Ren and having him on other shows. It's like, well, why bring him on if all he's gonna? Oh man, I should have had this up.
I mean, if all he's
gonna do is this the whole time, then what's the point?
He saw it when it was brand new.
yeah.
Like, I don't want to be reminded.
Yeah, that was what 1967, 68,
66.
Yeah,
66.
Yeah.
All right. How old were you then?
I'm sorry, but Ren looks too damn young for us to even be bringing up age. Like,
I was -9 at that point.
I think for all of us, like we don't, you know, and people are just aging differently. But you know, Ren does not look his age.
Dude,
like
I'm telling you, it is all of those McDonald's chicken McNuggets that we all ate. They put enough shit in there that it's like preserving our organs and everything. Yeah. So we're not aging
and we all got shit from our parents, probably because they knew why. You know,
but how do you explain
these McNuggets are going to keep us, you know, young and vibrant. You know, and they weren't buying into it. You know, it's like I used to wonder, like, why is this bothering you so much? Like, I'm happy. I'm eating all the food. It's not going to waste. Why? What's the fucking problem?
It's keeping the outside preserved, but the inside is rotten.
Yeah, these probably aren't helping much, but it is how it is. Tyler, Ren wanted me to show something off for you. I think you're gonna appreciate this.
I have something to show off as well. Oh man,
hey, it's the bald guy.
Oh my God.
Here, let's put this down here. If I can zoom out a little bit better. All right.
Oh God. Holy shit.
He's the Japan guy.
Oh man.
So you, either one of you want to give a little context here as what we're seeing? Like,
yeah,
all yours, bud.
It's a Sayonara guy.
Yeah,
Sayonara guy.
You know.
So,
no, Sasuke.
Who?
Yeah, Sasuke, the guy that everyone loves.
But this is. I was just thinking today. I'm like, while I was in the gym thinking about, because that's where I come up with a lot of my ideas. And like, Ren's as if I had $3,000, Ren would like me better and devote more time. But lo and behold, here we are seeing the first. I've not seen this. This is news to me of the new T-shirt design I asked Ren to work on, and you can expect Pomira.
You can expect lawyers from Warner Brothers to come arrest Ren because of you.
Well, I tell you what, they want to break down the damn. Well, Snowman. He's don't work on Snowman too.
It doesn't look like a snowman.
Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't look like a snowman. Where's
like
the carrot?
I don't know
where's the carrot?
Yeah.
Well,
Ren hasn't drawn that yet.
The carrot's somewhere down here.
Yeah, somewhere down there. It's a big fucking carrot too.
Giant carrot.
Oh my God. Oh, look at Lionel there. Oh.
Lionel?
Shit.
Did
Lionel.
you say Lionel?
Yeah, Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie.
Holy shit. Look at Pomira.
Does she wear a wig?
Yeah, it's a weird mullet type cut.
It's her classic hairdo.
That thing's hard to draw, man.
Oh wait, you guys aren't supposed to see that.
What the hell are you doing?
Spoilers!
Holy shit! Oh well, Ren, I'll start sending you down payments, dude. I know you've already.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, buy him a lawyer.
I mean, he already wants $1,500 up front. Just
yeah.
All right, I'll send him an IOU. Ren, it looks fucking amazing, dude. Like,
dude,
I know I'm glad messages, but I hope he never gets tired of that because I'll pull a Joe Amato, but I'm like, I'm praising him when I send him long ass messages. I'm not just rambling like Joe does. I always want him to know that I love his work, I appreciate his effort, and he makes everyone look so fucking cool. So. Thank you so much. I mean, it looks amazing with what you done already.
I'll try my best, dude.
Link is down below for Ren's t-shirts. So go ahead and check that out.
Yeah.
So Ren, don't get tired of getting money.
Yeah, never.
No, I will. And in all fairness, he told me to not pay him. I asked for this like months ago, so he knew how busy he was going to be. Like, don't.
Did you hear Deuce's bird? It's like he told me to not pay him. Deuce's bird's like, huh?
Ren's not good of a man to me. Where he's like, no, it's on me this time, Tyler. You put my kids through college and all that. No, but he was fair to me. He's like, don't pay me yet. Let me get it done because he's got a lot of this stuff. And by God, this is my first time seeing any of this. Like, holy fucking shit!
I think that's how we need to do this.
Reaction.
This is how we need to do this going forward. Anytime that you're working on a design for Tyler, you just send me the images and we'll pop them up during the show.
Sounds good. I love seeing the live reaction.
Yeah, I do
too.
Like
it's cool getting, whenever you see something, he'll write me and tell me whether you liked it or whether it's cool or whatever. And I love reading it all, but it's so much better hearing it live. You know what I mean? Like, it's like anything else, man.
I never want him to think I take his talent for granted. Like, he's making everyone look amazing. He's putting in his time to do all this. Like, I always want to know, like, he doesn't have to do this. He can say, "Nah, I'm good. I'm don't worry about it. I'm done with that." Like, he's putting everything he's got into making these t-shirts that I love to buy from him. So I want to keep doing it. And he's making every character he may not like look like a badass.
I appreciate it, brother.
The whole time,
Ren only give me a couple of people that are I had to
Well,
make
no,
look
because he's
good.
talking like last week. He said he doesn't like Mossman, and he drew Mossman for that shirt, and he made Mossman look fucking awesome.
Well, I mean, he's getting
Mossman's
paid.
a weird character, man.
Well, you would never know that, based on how awesome he made him look.
Speaking of Mossman, and we did return a Swamp Thing. Marvel Legends put out kind of a reissue because the original Man Thing that came out in the line was a Build-A-Figure, so they came out with an individual release. I went ahead and pre-ordered it because I just love the look of that character. Tyler kind of made a wincing face. I'm assuming not too big on Man Thing at all.
No, I mean he's fine. I just don't have that. I've tried to read some Man Thing, and I just never could quite get pulled into it. And maybe it's just because I've read some of because a lot of times with a lot of some 60s and 70s Marvel stuff, like some of the really obscure stuff, it's obscure for a reason. Like there was a character called Scarecrow, like a heroic Scarecrow. And the cover looks like, oh my God, this will be amazing. It's fucking terrible. It's just, but it's such an obscure title. It was like part of one of those like anthology series. Like,
tell your bird, shut up, Bird.
Stop doing Tim Allen impressions. But like the series like Marvel Premiere, Marvel Presents, where they have like a Iron Fist shows up in Marvel Premiere, Adam Warlock shows up, Ghost Rider shows up in a lot of these kind of I don't know, I wouldn't call it an anthology series, but a lot of random characters and titles just kind of show up, and then they springboard get their own series.
Right.
But you dig into some of those, and you're like, what is this about? And I've yet to read any of the Son of Satan books from Marvel. Where it's this heroic guy that's the spawn of Satan, but he's a hero, and I have not got myself to sit down and read it. Because I'm like, I just feel like this is going to be one of those books. Like, yeah, they dropped this for a reason, not because
it's actually on the Marvel Unlimited app?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like all of it?
Well, I don't know all of it. Like if you go to like I think some of the Ghost Rider books, I think he shows up in that, and some of the others as well. But it's kind of weird and random. You can find some of the really obscure, stuff that I had never even heard of. I'm sure Ren's never heard of. Even some of the most. Like all they read is nothing about Marvel since the day they were born. Probably some titles like, what the fuck is this?
Didn't Ren bring up Son of Satan like ages ago at one point?
No,
I thought maybe you did. I don't know. I'm having a Joe moment over here. I am having a Joe moment over here.
Or just like in talking to Nathan, like the original Ghost Rider series, it starts off really strong and then it's kind of weak after that.
Yeah,
like it's not great, but like when you see him like reading from the a book of devil worship. And you see him sitting in his room doing incantations so he can, get his mentor to live, but he ends up dying in a crash. Like, I mean, it's like, wow, this is pretty dark for a character, and they kind of drop it after that, and it's just kind of like a random save the day kind of thing after that. But
I mean, I just prefer Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, and I love the idea of having Johnny Blaze come back with his ponytail and his trench coat. Yeah. It's just strictly Blaze. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because those books were new when we were kids. I'd
be curious to know what Deuce and Ren think about Ghost Rider, because it's the original was so much more darker, where he makes a pact with the devil, whereas the new one he just stumbles across this bike left in a cemetery that just pretty much turns him into Ghost Rider, and like whenever it's kind of like when there's signs of trouble, he touches the gas cap, and it just melts his skin off, and he becomes Ghost Rider, and it becomes a spirit of vengeance. Where he's in the original Ghost Rider, he's actually still Johnny Blaze. Like he doesn't come off like this a demonic possession almost. Like he still talks like like you would you or I.
Yeah. We got a lot to kind of amongst the four of us kind of pinpoint something that
might be something we'll to discuss with all four of us too, is do a Ghost Rider discussion. Like, I know what we could do. We could do a comparison of the first appearance of Ghost Rider and then the first appearance of Danny Ketch's Ghost Rider, and just kind of compare, what we think, like, what works in this, what doesn't work in that one, because they're two different characters, but it's the same character.
Yeah.
So the only run I ever read was the Texiera run.
Yes, and that was the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider.
Yeah. So I remember getting that in the fourth grade. I was on a trip to, I think we were going to DC, and there's a mall at a pier or something. And I remember getting that book. I spent all my travel money on that book.
Which book was it? Which Ghost Rider issue was
It
it?
was
Do you remember?
number one. It was
Holy
it was,
shit!
Yeah,
Badass,
Ghost Rider
man.
number one. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
cool
it
cover too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you recall much? Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Okay.
I bought the series as long as he was on there. I believe. I think I
Yeah, he was
have,
on a decent amount of books
for
on
a
there because
while,
he was doing Punisher around that time as well. He did some Punisher books and some other things as well. And you look at that, like his style in comics is vastly different than what he did on He-Man.
Yeah. I absolutely loved his artwork on his Marvel books.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! All right. Well, that can definitely be something that we can do then. So,
But
Ren,
I'm never gonna say it live.
And then every time it's gonna be like, hey,
But
Ren,
we're live right now, so
I'll be like,
Yeah,
Ren,
this doesn't count.
This Friday, you want to do this? I'd be like, nah, I can't. I'm like, well, then what the fuck?
This Friday, I
let's
think I'm okay.
put that down. Let's at least put those down, like to do
Ghost,
the Ghost Rider comparison, an X-Men or that Thor, one of the like Jack Kirby Thors to discuss with Ren and Deucin.
All right.
Yeah, this Friday, I think I'm fine.
You think? You don't sound too sure.
I'm looking at my calendar. It's open.
So what about the following? Oh,
so you said Thor was it the other thing? Tyler?
Yeah, we can do it because I can't remember. I got it on display in the den there.
Okay, and you're talking about the one with like Galactus and
Ego and Thor's
Ego.
like caught in the center. Yeah.
All right.
It's a two-parter, but we can at least just read the first part. Encourage everyone else to go read the second part or whatever.
All right. Well, yeah, I've added it to the ever-growing list of shit that I got on here. So we got that going on. All right. Before we go any further, since Joe's not here to do it, I'm going to scroll through all of this and say hello to everyone that has joined us live. And I love that I get to start out with this one first. Johnny Cock saying hello from the vendor hall of GameCon Canada. So
kick ass.
Thanks for watching while you're there at the convention. JSP is indeed here. Zentron, Eric Sanchez, Sean Darren, Rebel Wookie, Adam Gabbard, Chris Carter. I'm scrolling. Paul Rick is here. Still scrolling. Casey Duncan, Papa Hud 69, Lord Sobek. Well, we usually just call him Sobek. John Ballard, and I think I may have gotten everybody. If I missed anyone, I apologize. I don't know. You guys want to talk about some more stuff?
Did you mention JSP?
I did. Yes, Deuce, and I did. I am not Joe Amato. You don't have to pull that with on me, man. You can do that when Joe's here. Happy Father.
Best to just make sure.
Oh, well, yeah, Ren is the father, so we should wish him.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, Ren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went and saw my dad today. I went and took him a card. He didn't want anything else because at this point, like, the dude's got everything that he wants, and if he needs anything, he just goes and he buys it. So I'm like,
listen, man,
I don't really bother much anymore with that.
Father's Day ain't shit.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about Father's Day. There will never be a restaurant sold out on Father's Day.
That's true.
There will never be
flower sales are not up on Father's Day.
None of that shit. We get fucking tool sales and fucking furniture sales and maybe sales on vehicles or something. Anything grilling related, is fucking on sale.
Do you personally not give a shit about Father's Day? You're not like, oh man, I hope my kid put like.
Man, I don't give a fuck about any holidays, dude. Like,
all right. Hell yeah.
Holidays are stupid, man.
So I
gotta call him out on this because I know how he is with his mother about Mother's Day.
Dude, listen, Mother's Day is fine. I don't get her anything. I go over there and I hug and I mess with her. But
that's all you need to do.
I see my mom. I see my mom every Wednesday.
Yeah.
So every Wednesday is Mother's Day, and I annoy the shit out of her. So that's what it is.
So I took a card to my dad. So when I walked into their house, they were both upstairs because Mom was working on some projects because she's got a Cricut machine. If those of you aren't aware what a Cricut is, basically it's like it cuts vinyl out. Tyler knows
makes awesome stickers with it.
Yeah, I told her too. I was like, we could probably set you up an Etsy store and we can make designs. You could probably just sell these.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
make money.
Just
from
the ones I had people at Tech look at my car, and people would just stop it and just, oh my god, the turtles.
Yeah,
and the Cobra Kai, because I told Nathan he had I think Raph. I said we need to do all 4, but if we do all 4, we got to have everyone that has their own color. Donatello's purple, Leonardo's, and that's what I did on the back of my car. And people like everyone recognized my car at Tech because of all that stuff.
That's probably not necessarily a good thing sometimes, but
also, get his mom sued by Paramount.
So they both come downstairs.
Fine on Etsy, I promise you.
I give Dad the card. Like I always try to get him a funny card because I don't like those serious cards. I think like the sappy shit. Like I want, if I'm gonna get my dad something, it's gonna be a funny card. So I get him a card that pretty much said to Dad, anytime I'm working with hand tools, I know exactly what to do. Hand them to you and walk away. Which I do. I'm like, I'm not fucking with this here.
Yeah, I'm not a maintenance guy either.
So he checks out the car. Mom goes back upstairs to work on her project on Cricut. We're sitting there in the kitchen talking, and he's sitting on the stool right there, and just rips like the biggest, loudest fart I think I've ever heard him do. And he rips it. I'm just like dying laughing. He's just sitting there like, yeah, pretty good, huh? It's like, yeah. So I wanted to just tell that story. Hopefully he's laughing about it. But God, it was one of those farts because like
the stool probably vibrated.
The stool is like one of the wood stools, right?
Oh,
so the seat on it's just like one of those very like slim horizontal seats. It just has like the little dip in there. I guess the way he was sitting on it, the way he farted, just like bounced off of it, and just like
just spread
it was so bad that there are 2 stools now.
Yeah. But Dad is the methane machine, so he farts a lot.
Telling global warming is bad.
Good job, Dad.
Yeah.
Nathan's got some pretty rancid farts too, man.
Oh yes, yeah. Speak for yourself too, there, buddy. With your
mine are just loud.
Good for your health, man. Better out than in.
Absolutely,
I agree. But just you got to find a nice, quiet place and just let it rip, as opposed
to
no,
man.
I don't. Do you really want to smell other people's farts?
Let me tell you something.
I mean, it has something.
Obviously, you do.
I will crop dust the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, me too.
All right, but you, I guess, enjoy, like, if Nathan cuts one in front of you, like, oh man, what is a heavenly aroma?
What the hell?
What?
Well, I asked you guys, do you enjoy it? Because
I walk into other people's farts. I give it a sniff, and get a little. I'm like, yeah, it tastes good.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Well, it just makes me puke.
Exactly. Do you want to make other people puke?
Yeah.
Hey, if it makes somebody puke, you know you're the boss.
Well, I just would rather go someplace.
Well, wanna hear how I became anorexic?
He's been puking so much. He's been inhaling too many fart fumes.
That's a hell of a segue.
I think
farting and now I'm anorexic.
One of the best things though is if you're in the store with your partner and you let one rip and then you walk away. That way, anyone that walks around thinks that they're the one that did it. That's awesome.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
Which I imagine Emily's look on her face, like
I think we were in Kroger, I think last week or a couple of weeks ago, and we were there in the aisle, and I just farted and just like walked away. I don't know if anybody like walked into it and thought it was her or anything, because she's pretty quick to move through the aisle. She knows what she's going.
Well, I was gonna say, what is she doing when you fart and walk away? Is she just standing there like?
No, it wasn't an audible one. I made a point that it was just one of those SBDs.
Those SBDs.
Yeah, silent but deadly.
Silent but deadly.
Okay. Oh, okay, gotcha. One of those.
Yeah.
So I figure you just let the sound like vibrate through the paper towel aisle or something like that. Oh my God.
You just rip one there in the toilet paper aisle, and then you have to rip one of them open and take one out. I'm gonna need this.
Yeah. Like, God.
Yeah. And
just let it go.
Yeah. Sitting here talking about farts and everything. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we jump into our mini comic discussion?
I would like to share, because I'm sure Deuce would appreciate this, is that I finally acquired the holy grail of home video He-Man tapes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not VHS, but it was the next best thing, and it's this the Betrayal of Stratos and Other Adventures, which is so fucking hard to find. And some guy was selling this for $20. It's a beta, but it's got 5 episodes, which those tapes are so hard to find. The tapes, they have like 5 episodes of this. I've seen, I think, one other time on eBay, and it was the guy was asking a godly amount at the time. I couldn't afford it. It's even got Merman's correct coloring on here, Deucen.
Yeah, because they photographed the cells directly.
Yes. And what was so interesting about this tape, when I would rent it as a kid, these episodes or these pictures from Island of Fear are not on this tape.
Go
So
figure.
yeah, so when I watched this for the first time, it was episodes, like with Betrayal of Stratos, Disappearing Dragons, Ice Age Cometh, Shadow of Skeletor in the Arena, and I used to wonder, what the hell are these pictures from? It wouldn't be till like '95 when I would rent Island of Fear, like, oh, that's what this is from. But
it's typical thing that they would do, like they would put random images. Like same was with Transformers and many other shows.
Well, what was so weird is they were really good about the other He-Man tapes about putting the correct images from the episodes that were featured on the tape on there. So that's why this was really the only one I can think of where the pictures on the back of the box don't match up with what's on the tape. But I had this transferred to DVD along with some others. And I think this is a bit different too. The beta, where the episodes on VHS would just transition right to the next episode. These have credits, and you see the opening for the next episode, as opposed to just going right into the next episode. Like you see the title card, you have one.
Wasn't the whole thing too that I might be getting my wires crossed here? Was it beta had a better picture quality to it, but
it has better picture quality, but
it can't hold as much like time.
It doesn't have as much tape as VHS.
Yeah,
but like at least initially, but later they made them longer. But it's just so there's no confusion. It's not the same type of beta tapes that the networks would use. They would use Betacam tapes.
Yeah.
And those were of super high quality.
Weren't they also like bigger tapes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like abnormally large?
Yeah, like it would make you go, what the fuck, if you ever had one.
I guess I never saw those in stores because I would only see like the betas there.
No. This is
only for industry use.
Yeah, for TV
gotcha.
Stations. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool that you finally
got
that.
I'm so proud to have this because this is one of my favorite tapes to rent, and if it's beta, no big deal. It's just having.
Now send the transfer to Nathan so he can upload it.
I told him, I said it's transferred to DVD. He's got to get the.
I need to have proper programs, and I need to get a better external drive because the one that I have is very inconsistent. So I need to get something that's of really good quality to do that. But I was just gonna ask Tyler, I'm like, well, why didn't you just get copies for everybody?
Well, the $30.
Yeah, why didn't you send us the MKV files?
What?
Yeah, like
because those video transfer companies, they also do it in multiple formats.
Right? I don't know.
Tyler don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, but
about,
the guys in charge of the transfer, they know.
Yeah, well, they know, but Tyler's like, what are you talking about? I don't know.
In fact, you should send them email and ask them, did you delete the files? If you didn't delete the files, send it to my friend.
Yeah, I'll be sure because I'm going to go back probably in another week or so. Try to get some more. I did get here. Actually, I put them on the shelf, but I'll at least show you guys what I had transferred, so that way when Nathan gets the equipment, I got this tape with Evelyn's Plot and Disappearing Act transferred. I got.
By the way, if they transfer it to like a QuickTime format or whatever, the MP4 codec is far superior than MPEG-2 codec that DVDs use. So
I
like
have
you
no
get
idea if this guy does
top
any of the stuff that
quality.
you're even talking about. As far as I mean, it's a very old antique. Like,
Deucen's like, what's his email?
Well, he's
I mean-
able to transfer these things. He should know.
He should do it in the proper quality.
Yeah.
The animation.
Yeah, like because so you can get that sweet Battlecat transformation in crystal clear quality.
Oh.
I'm sure this guy is like, whatever, kid. Just give me the money. Here's the
just
tape.
give me the money. Much
Yeah.
much like someone else we know.
Yeah.
What else did you?
But I had the first volume, which has the alternate intro to the He-Man and Master of the Universe. The one that I asked Deucen to upload, and he's like, it's kind of the same thing. But I have that uploaded on DVD. I've got this volume here with the Dragon's Gift and Daymar the Demon.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Hey, how's the
Cody.
color of the sky in Daymar the Demon?
What's that?
Color of the sky in Daymar the Demon, because in the French version, I've noticed that it has a red sky.
It's,
Oh,
it's
yeah, you
supposed to be
mentioned that quite a few times.
purple. It's purple.
Ah,
Yeah, much like a lot of the night scenes are, and you know what you're accustomed to in a lot of
yeah,
the night
well,
scenes.
like there's this oddity like with Shiriman of Phantas where you see the red night sky.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
Oh well, hell, I forgot. I have that one transferred on another disc as well. I can pop that in.
What? What all does does he strictly just transfer VHS and beta? Does he also do like Laserdisc too?
Well, see, I looked that up because I thought maybe he could transfer that Laserdisc, but he has a list of what he transfers Laserdisc.
I know.
Let me.
I know.
I'm gonna send this to Deucen and you, because he's got abbreviations for certain formats. I'm like,
okay.
maybe these are abbreviations for Laserdisc or something else.
Okay, send it to me on.
If you have a Twitter account, message Kineko Video. Those guys are a group of those guys are a group of enthusiasts who know what they're doing, and they literally have a special gadget for capturing laserdisc data signal.
Man,
Like they capture it in highest possible quality, like no other transfer device can. Like you get literally the way it was supposed to be.
Papa Hood's asked here, are those RCA or Magic Window? Those are all RCA.
Oh,
right?
well, RCA, and this is Magic Window. The second batch that they released with everything they released on the RCA brand, they re-released all again on the Magic Window brand as well, like Greatest Adventures of All, volumes 1 through 10, 11, 12, and then like the newer ones as well.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much, Tyler, everything you have here,
Mhm.
your heavy hitters is VHS and beta, but the rest of this more or less is like the camcorder stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, did we lose
And
Ren?
there goes his camera.
What happened to Ren?
Died.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, he's alive.
Oh, I thought he fell asleep. You okay? But yeah, most of that stuff is just like camcorder stuff. Tyler.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Tyler, be sure to grab the Secret of the Sword.
Which I have that over here on VHS. Yes.
You get it transferred because it has a stereo audio mix.
Okay. Well, my plan is to try to get all these.
And there goes Ren again.
Yeah, I think his audio may have gone out.
Oh, gotcha. Like I also want to get this. This was another one of those like 5-episode tapes of Shearer's got the Seahawk, Return of the
hell yeah.
Seahawk, Duel at Devlin, Reluctant Wizard, and Stone in the Sword. I used to read this one a lot too.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler, it would be you should probably just get all the VHSs that you have. Just get those transferred. That way
Yeah.
you have them on a digital format. But also too,
Because you need to preserve those because some
The
of my
the
tapes.
painting speeds too were all correct. Like
Yeah.
the DVD releases,
No,
they fuck
like
all
the-
that up. And
That's fine, but
No, it's not
tapes
fine.
degrade. the tapes degrade over time. Like I have literally
I
one
know,
tape
yeah.
that's hard to play. Like I literally have to clean the VCR head as I play it in order to transfer it.
Ren, what the hell's going on, man?
My earbuds are acting up.
Oh no.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yes.
you, but your video keeps
somebody-
cutting out too.
Somebody tried to call me, and so
Ah,
it cut this out. I don't know.
Tell
them to
I've
fuck
got it
off.
on. I've got it on Do Not Disturb, but it was a FaceTime call, so it it interrupted the live.
Ah, gotcha.
Ah.
Gotcha. You got to tell them. You got to be like, hey, between the hours of 8 and 10
Sunday,
leave
everybody
me
should
alone.
know, man.
You'd think by this point, but
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
would
they
even mind-
can type in the message in the chat.
Yeah.
Right.
But Tyler, I mean, Deucin kind of does have a point that maybe you could talk to the guy that does the transfers and see, like, hey, when you preserve this stuff, would it be possible if I gave you a flash drive to move these digital files over to it too? That way, if you gave them to me, I could have them. We would have it digitally as well.
In top quality.
I could see if he does it. Like I said, I have like it's a
He
very
might
old
not.
store, and
He might not.
Because I think all he does is like when I brought in the beta, he doesn't do a whole lot of beta transfers. So his beta machine he had to like bring out, and
Yeah,
it was
well,
like
I mean, think about that, dude. Like, beta is a format that not a lot of people really had because VHS won the war.
It's rare.
So, it's becoming increasingly harder to even come across like anyone wanting to be like, here's this beta.
Well, and he even said too, it took him a lot longer to get the sound right on the beta tape, just because it's a little bit more in the VHS stuff. He had no problem with. Like he goes back in and tries to, if he can adjust or fix anything, and sometimes the tapes just have some tracking issues. Just not a whole lot he can do about it. But
Deucin's like, give me all the contact information on this guy. I need to be there.
I just
over his shoulder. You're doing this wrong.
I sent him the contact if he wants to reach out to him and just hey, I have this friend. He was in there the other day.
I've got some old 80s porn VHS. You think he'll transfer that to DVD?
Maybe.
If he can't, the Kineko guys can. Like seriously, those guys are phenomenal at their work. Like those guys will give you the top possible best result.
That's what I need, man.
Well, I mean, I felt I got to act on this soon because he was telling me that he is kind of in this place is, but it used to be called Doctor Video.
Doctor Video,
and he had
his logo was Mario with like a
Dr.
fucking
Mario.
Yeah, with like a toolbox.
Yeah. It's the same place, but it smells like a library in there. Like it's very old.
Hell yeah.
A lot of like old, like you have Magnavox signs in there and stuff like that. And
he must be doing kind of decent though to still be open after all of these.
Well,
years.
I think he does a lot of like wedding stuff, and he's only open from 12 to 5.
Holy shit! Yeah,
Wednesday, Tuesday to Thursday, and then after that, it's like by appointment only and everything. So he made a point to say, he's looking at retirement sometime in the near future. Like, God, I got to get some of this stuff, and it's $30 a disc. Like, you can get 2 hours worth on a disc, so it's $30 to get 2 tapes.
Maybe I should go with you the next time you go in there, and I'll talk to him. Like, hey, man.
Yeah, whatever you're talking about, Nathan. 2 hours is the perfect time for those old VHS pornos.
Those old clamshell pornos with the big box and the tray.
Yeah.
I gotta get some of those out of the box.
Yeah,
get those put before the tape degrades.
I don't know, man. Now I'm kind of the gears are rolling in my head. Maybe I'll go in there with you next time and be like, hey, man, you got a number? Might take over the shop. Sell it to me. I'll take over the business. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh my God!
If you don't want, I'll beat your ass.
Maybe buy all this equipment.
I would love to do that. Actually.
Threaten him. do the hostile takeover.
Oh, okay.
Tell him stuff like tell him stuff like it would be a shame if this place burned down.
Well, it's a very old place. It
is.
Very flammable.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to imply. But it's a husband and wife.
Those electric installations are no longer reliable.
Well, Sean Darren had this comment here. Ren, do you own any of these? Baywatch, Field of Wet Dreams, Battlestar, or Gasmica? You own any of those?
What?
No.
What are some of the names of those pornos that you do own, Ren? Come on.
Black Attack 9.
Fucking
Backdoor Sluts 7.
Eat Your Mama Tambien.
2 Girls, 1 Cup.
That was one of my favorite.
God,
shit. Hell no.
1 Guy, 1 Jar.
Oh,
what?
Fuck.
Godsey.
That was
Get
bad
out of here,
too.
Deuce. No,
Deuce has
come
got
on.
these on Blu-ray.
Yeah, come on, Ren. What's some more titles?
Dude, I don't. You know how long ago?
It's funny that he can remember some of the titles of these, but he can't remember the titles of these B movies that he's watching on Tubi that he randomly clicks on when he's going to start.
He just hopes that there's tits in it, and that's
video.
it. He's just
yeah.
I remember the name of one video, and I think I lost the actual tape for that one. It was one of my favorites.
The Italian Stallion. The Sylvester
Who?
Stallone porno.
Oh,
Stallone
no.
porno.
I heard about that one, but I never seen it.
Also, there's
Edward
one with
Penis
Jackie
fingers?
Chan. There's one with Jackie Chan porno.
What?
Yeah. That's literally his very first
Fury,
movie.
probably.
Fisting Fury. God. What
Never heard of
happened to
that.
this show? This is what happens when Joe and Rebecca aren't here, too.
Yeah,
I
everyone
missed
else
out on
has
all
to
this porn
compensate
talk?
for his perversion.
Yeah, the debauchery that's going on tonight.
Well, yeah, I guess like we can just kind of cut loose, when the real pervert's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all tucked away. Taking this brief.
I'm sure those Jason pajamas he was wearing was probably a big hole in the crotch there. Just
well, I mean, easier access, right?
And weird
Yeah.
stains.
yeah.
That's how he stabs his victims.
Yeah.
I think now is what better time than any to say right now, all of you here, make sure you smash
and
that like
subscribe,
button.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and subscribe, do all that stuff.
And don't
And
touch yourself.
God.
Hey, touch yourself if you want to, man.
What was the name of the tape that is no longer in the case?
Eat Your Mama Tambien. That was the
Oh,
name
okay.
of it.
Oh, all right. All right, cool. So it's a Spanish porno. Huh?
Yeah. It was like the first two
That's how-
videos were
that's how Ren
Spanish
learned how to
chicks,
talk
and then the
Spanish.
rest of them were not. It was a fucking scam.
Was this more? I'm gonna ask this too. Was this more of like you obtained these while you're in the military kind of thing, or are you buying these as like
This was yesterday.
young
No.
adult? Last week.
In Ohio, when I was in college, they have Ohio has a lot of porn shops.
We need to ask
And-
Joe about that.
Like here, there are barely any. So I was buying them while I was in college. I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. And they were like $4 or $5
What?
Yeah.
for a tape. Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I remember Elisa's was asking like $30, $40 for VHS tapes.
Nah, dude, they were like $4 or $5. I'd get them out of the discount bins or whatever. And so they were like the thick ones with the
Previously
cardboard
used.
inside.
Yeah, discount tits.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck. So it was like I was a poor college kid, and
Yeah.
Did
I
they
had
also
these
saw?
fucking tapes. I was like, these are so cool.
Did they also saw them on Super 8?
Oh yeah, I didn't know anything about that, but I had a VHS player. I knew that. So I'd watch them once. I usually watch like the first one, and then as soon as it wasn't whatever it said on the back, I didn't watch them anymore.
Yeah, Ren's
So-
just in it for the stories. Everybody.
Dude, it was the storylines. It was fucking amazing. I'm all in for the acting, man.
I pictured Ren laughing at like that in his own home when he's watching some of the funny moments in these storylines. Like,
Those things is fucking stupid. That's what I like getting into some of these, some of the Tom Brasky B movie shit. And some of them are fucking retarded. Like, they're fucking stupid. And you can't do anything but laugh at the shit. And you're like, oh my God, that's fucking stupid. But then a titty pops up. I'm like, yeah, this is the grade A right
Yeah,
here.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back. They're losing me for a second, but I'm back.
Like that one with the frogs. that
Oh,
we
hell
watched,
comes to Frogtown.
Dude, that movie was stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And
It's
and
dumb.
the dude says, "You're one weird dude." I fucking died. But they didn't show any boobs, man. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
oh.
didn't. They didn't. Yeah.
And Tom promised me, man. He promised me frog tits, and there were no frog tits.
I mean, that was just to keep you hanging out in the hotel room.
Yeah, but
He didn't want you to just like, oh, I'm going to bed.
he let me pick the movie though.
That's true,
Like,
and that so
all he had to, all
that's
he had
on
to say
you,
was-
actually.
All he had to
Think
say
about
was that one doesn't have any. And is it trying to thumbs up because I got my hand like this?
it. Yeah,
Fucking weird. So yeah, like he could have been like, no, pick the other one,
Well, I think we've gone off topic long enough.
Yeah.
People are tuning out left and right. They're like, "Man, where's the He-Man here?"
No, they're not.
Oh, we
No,
were.
they're
And
not.
we just kind of turned right into like a porno retrospective. You know,
Yeah.
They're gonna tune
Yeah.
out here in a second after they see what we're gonna be talking about.
We
held them. Oh god.
Yeah, we held out long enough. We'll talk here about Skeletor's journey, so we get some new adventures of He-Man going on. Obviously, from the start, we talked about maybe we talked about it off air before we started, but the art in this not good.
No,
it's amazing,
but also not the worst.
No,
it's not the worst, but it's not. It's
by far more. Well, considering like the quality of the other 3 New Adventure comics, you feel like how did this just fall by the wayside and just gave it to some guy who can't draw where the fuck.
So there's only 3 New Adventures comics.
There's 4.
Complete?
There's 4.
Oh, 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, there's 5.
5?
Yeah.
Where's the 5th one?
There's 3. Wait a second.
Wait a second.
It's like wait a second.
Let me just roll this thing.
I love how he's smiling. I can hear him
pages.
smiling.
Yeah, you can hear him grinning.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the New Adventures?
It was right before the Scott Knight. Like
1,
bullshit.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Where's
the
5?
new adventure? The New Adventure, Skeletor's Journey. Oh no, wait. This is the fucking interview in the middle.
Nah, look at that. Wrong again, Deucen.
There's only 4.
Deucen said, "I told you there was only 4."
Yeah.
The last one is lettered by Stan Sakai. Hey, you don't know who that is.
No.
Yes, I know who Stan Sakai is. Yes.
Who is it?
The creator of Usagi Yojimbo.
Yes.
Yes.
And
He's
now
also
you know.
worked on other He-Man mini comics as well.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, that's unfortunate.
But he is the creator of Usagi Yojimbo and future friend of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Indeed.
In Space Usagi.
Space Usagi. That would be fun to discuss with you guys too, Usagi Yojimbo.
Okay. Oh, add it to
Yes,
the
we
list.
can cover the animated pilot.
Was there an
I remember
pilot?
getting that toy for Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah, there was.
from the Turtle series?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that fucking toy. That toy was amazing.
Yeah, my grandmother got it for me, and she tricked me.
The toy looked nothing like the character.
I know, but it's still badass though.
Well,
I just,
Brent's trying to tell a childhood
the
story.
NECA version is better.
Go ahead, Brent.
Oh, it was Usagi. It was Pandacon.
Yeah.
It was a couple of others I can't remember, but they were in a box, a pot box, like a cooking pots. And so my stupid ass, I opened the wrapping and it was this cooking pot box, and I'm like, the hell am I gonna do with this? I'm like, thanks, Grandma. She was like, open it, baby. So I opened it, man. Those fucking figures were in there, dude. I damn near peed on myself. Like, you know when the dogs get really happy and they start peeing all over the place?
Yeah.
I felt like that. And it was like, Usagi was the only thing, like, when I got to a certain age, I would only ask for a couple of things, right? And it was like, okay, I really, really want this one thing. And Usagi was one of those things.
Badass.
And so everything else was bonus. So like I was super happy. And I was one of those weird kids. Like I don't know if you guys did it, but like on my card backs, I would take and cut 3 sides of it with scissors. Like I would take the edge of the scissors and slice 3 sides of it so I wouldn't rip the artwork. So I'd pull the plastic bubble back, pull the figure out, and so I would keep the artwork and stuff
Oh, because
intact.
the card art's amazing on the vintage Turtles.
Yeah.
Like for every character, like it's amazing.
I mean, I never went to that extent at all to do that, but I much like you, I did the best that I could to preserve as much of the card back as I could, because I saved a good chunk of those, or at least parts of them, especially like file card stuff with like G.I. Joe and everything I would keep. But that was kind of more my parents' discretion too, of what I was able to preserve and just
Yeah.
keep with me, because
Yeah.
much like most people's parents probably, when it comes to like vehicles and play sets, are like, oh, get rid of the box, get rid of the box.
Yeah.
Play sets, my parents were like, no, let's keep the box. That way, when you're done, like you're done playing with it,
You
there's
put
no
it
more.
back in there.
We can take it and put it back in its box, kind of thing.
God.
Yeah.
And that is dividends as an adult, to just have all of those things still pretty much in pretty good condition. Not pristine, of course, because wear and tear and time and storage, but that's awesome, Ren.
And I want to say on my list of T-shirt designs, there's one of the Turtles' allies, Usagi and Pandacon, are in one of those. I put this specifically in there, like
Sounds
Casey
good.
Jones. I'm like, when we get around to doing that one, like, I was like, part of me is like, I kind of want to see that vintage figure design. It's not the correct version of Usagi, but I love that kind of armored samurai look they gave him. You know, it just looked really cool. So we, when we get around to doing that, that might be the look I ask you to put together, because I think that would make a great counterpart to Pandacon. Like, they look very similar.
Yeah, they were very, very samurai-ish.
Yeah, badass
during that too. Yeah.
So the biggest thing here about Skeletor's journey is obviously you kind of the way that these new adventures books sort of work is they kind of interconnect with one another, following this story. So it says here, after the explosive joining of powers aboard He-Man's new starship, Evil Lord Skeletor launched the ship's escape pod through the laser gate and into the future. So now we're following up here with He-Man giving orders.
Yeah, just it's pretty much like
a bully.
The mini comic storyline is definitely different from the animated series, and
for the best.
Oh yes, yeah, I do like this storyline quite a bit, because it really does. It made an effort to tie it in directly to the vintage toy line, like the first mini comic. I mean, it's got some good moments in there. Some of it doesn't. I mean, if you're trying to get people to understand, like, hey, Grayskull's power goes into the Starship Eternia, like, there's things that are just, you know, trying to find ways to connect it all. That way they can get new or the old fans to kind of buy into, hey, we're going to keep the line going just with the new look, new characters, new villains.
That important transition aspect that was lacking in the cartoon.
Very much so. And at least I will say, too, for people who've not seen our discussion or even read the first one, in the first issue, He-Man, Prince Adam unveils that he's He-Man in front of Skeletor at a very pivotal moment, and Skeletor's like, you. So they had this big clash. That's why Skeletor's all fucked up, and he ducked out of there. And it gives an origin to how he looks in the New Adventure series. He's got his classic look. The aftermath of the fight leaves him wounded, and
you can see it here.
Yeah.
Which, to see this in mini comic form, though, when you think about it, it's like, oh, he's got open wounds. They're bleeding. Like, yeah, the artwork in this is not the best, but just to see the implications of the results of the fight is
like it's trying to convey stuff that's not drawn great, but it's putting some more textures to the story. You know,
I didn't know Skeletor had ears.
Well, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, he has to hear somehow.
Yeah, but it's just, I do like this. It's like he wants to go
frail,
and it, just that silhouette of him in shadow with like all the electrical gears,
welding shit
like
to himself.
Yeah, welding shit, and here he is, the bionic Skeletor.
I don't mind this look at all.
I like the look.
Yeah, I like the look.
I think it's a great look.
I do too.
You know, the toy looked good, and the animated series.
That helmet is a bitch to draw.
I can believe that. I think if you just look at the
like
figure alone. What's that?
It's a walnut.
No.
It's a walnut.
Well, only Ren will be the one to say that about that design. But I mean, if you just look here, if you look at the figure, there's so many details on this figure, like all the
you get
bionic,
the butt naked version.
No, there's unpainted parts. Like look at all the bone and pieces of electrical wiring on his legs, on his chest, the back of his head. I mean, it's very cyborg like. And I mean, if someone were to really draw a Skeletor with all these details, like put in, like Ren, if you were to do that, be a lot more intricate trying to put this thing together. Outside of scoliosis He-Man.
Yeah, but
yeah.
more,
Wait, put him back
Yeah.
up.
All right.
Oh God.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, can you put this on a T-shirt for me?
That's so terrible.
I know. Ugh.
Pretty badass right there, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I do enjoy this a lot. That we get a
I love
layout.
the maps. The maps.
We
are
get a
awesome.
layout of the system here to
Yeah.
kind of give you an idea of what is what. So when names are brought about, you kind of get the idea of, all right, well, this is where this is taking place. Of course, we have Nordor, where
Nordor.
Skeletor
that stuck
will
out to me.
find his home. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Quagmire, that is the home of Slushhead. If you read like the bios on the back of the cards, they give you a little a little bit of a description and background on like the heroes and villains, and like Quagmire Swamp. That is where Slushhead dwells or is from, and Primus is the main planet as well. I mean, there's not all this is touched on, but I'm sure there were plans probably to because they only had these 4 mini comics that the figures that came in later waves didn't have mini comics, unfortunately. And it would have been awesome.
You think that was that more of this isn't really taking off? This is a cost cutting measure.
It was probably cost cutting because even though I thought the figures were pretty well done, they were well articulated, they were different, new sculpting. It's not like they were outside of Barrett's. They were original. I mean, they reuse a few parts here and there, but for the most part, they're all unique. Like I'm just looking at them right now. They don't look like there's a whole lot of like obsessively reusing parts. Like there's some, of course, but it may have been because I don't know how well the first wave of toys did because it didn't last very long. The cartoon was not airing a whole lot of places. So
when did that come out?
89. It showed up in stores in 89.
Okay.
Yeah.
We weren't having that shit.
It was almost just sort of too soon, I guess. The
line was canceled. 87 was the last year. It continued on in Europe in 88, and then sure enough, here comes New Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the laser power and laser light He-Man Skeletor, and they're very reminiscent of the New Adventures figures. So it's almost like they kind of like this is kind of an idea of like where we'd like to go with this. Well, we'll just take this concept that we didn't have in the States and just make a brand new line with this. And as I've said before, like it's a great idea. Like I know I get I get Ren's apprehension on the character designs. I don't think Dustin's that big on it either.
Yeah, but only on the animated series, because like when it comes to toy line, one thing to keep in mind is that it was designed with Filmation.
Yeah.
And and chances are that these
his mouth's not moving. Your mouth's not moving, dude.
Hey,
what's
what?
going on? Yeah, it's not moving.
What the fuck? It's supposed to be.
There it is.
Oh,
no,
there he goes.
For some reason, it's not detecting. Oh wait, no. I forgot to turn on the thing.
Come on.
It's gonna start working.
Hey.
Yeah, whatever. Those 5 mini comics.
Yeah.
Well. Oh yeah.
That's shit! It's not working.
There it is.
There you go.
Finally. It's glitching. No, it's working. It's working.
Who are you, Joe? What's going on?
I forgot to turn on the thing.
But I still.
But chances are like that these mini comics probably were trying to tie into the 5-part episodes that Filmation was planning to open the new series, because like when you look at these stories, the pacing is rushing like crazy, like it's going super fast.
Yes, it is. But it's an interesting story, but it doesn't get a whole lot of time to really expand upon it. You're just kind of like Dustin says, this thing takes off, it doesn't stop, it's just go.
Yeah.
And but there's things in the No Adventures of Him, like in the first episode, where Skeletor kind of agrees to like kind of take a sidestep, and instead of like take orders from Flog, he kind of like is a puppet master with the mutants. Like he manipulates Flog into doing things, and letting Flog think that he's still running the show when Skeletor is, going to ultimately like take over and run the show and take over the mutants. And but there's a lot of fun stuff with it. It'd be very, just the concepts. I think Ren could be sold on the concepts, and people who are, look at these designs. I think this isn't He-Man, and I completely understand that. But if they were to use the original designs of He-Man and Skeletor, which they start off doing, and transition into this new look, because they're going to into the future, new solar system, new heroes, new villains, and eventually you bring that back, to Eternia, or just think about what would happen on Eternia while Skeletor and He-Man are gone. Who's going to be the protector of Eternia? Who's going to be running Snake Mountain? Just all these things that if you made it one big storyline of telling what He-Man and Skeletor are doing in the future with these new characters, and then talk about what's happening on Eternia, there's a lot of fun to be had, I think, in terms of storytelling.
That could be true, man. Like I would be open to if they were to have pushed it that way, knowing that the original series was over.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to have let us know more distinctively that, okay, we're transitioning into this new style of universe. What they did with us in 89 or 90, whenever this show came out, they just threw it on.
It's John.
And it was He-Man New Adventures, and we're like, that's not He-Man.
Yeah, but it was resembling the original. Like, even when you look at Eternus, it looks like a fucking atom bomb fell.
Yeah, like none of it looked familiar to us. So
like the interior looked familiar.
Yes,
but Randor and Marlena were colored wildly different.
But Randor looked more like Filmation than any of them, I thought.
Yeah, Marlena also looked Filmation-like, but still the colors just threw it off.
They were very odd, and the Prince Adam look. At least they gave us an Adam, like they're going with that dynamic, but.
But still, even that Adam is that's supposed to be the look he gets on Primus,
yes.
Because when you look at him, he looks like what
the Hanna-Barbera Bible stories.
Yeah.
No, he looks like what he's described as at the end of the episode as what his new guys is going to be.
Primus. when he's a merchant that he's Master Sebri's nephew.
He has that look.
It does kind of reek of just the Bible story aesthetic.
Well, and I get that because the planet Primus is very peace loving. Like they've outlawed war, battles, violence. They don't have, which they got the protective shield around the planet. The mutants are constantly trying to invade so they can take everything that just pretty much plunder the planet for their own purposes. So they don't want nothing. So they would. I get the idea of they look very peace loving. So Bible story kind of looking characters. Like it makes sense because this is the planet that they're the people. That's the way of life. But it's still very jarring when But it's another solar system too.
Yeah.
To say that people don't dress like this in another solar system, like, well, how do you know that?
Yeah.
And people say that
another solar system, another time. It's like,
it's in the future, for God's sake.
But going back to Ren's point, it's like it's just
we needed a familiar looking Eternia. We needed a Snake Mountain that looks like Snake Mountain.
Yes,
Eternus that looks exactly like Snake Mountain. But unfortunately, the reality is that L'Oreal acquired Filmation, and everything that they developed was now under L'Oreal and off the limits. So everything needed to be redone for the animated series when the production got moved to Jetlag.
So it just shows you there was intention, and there still is a lot of potential to tell a cohesive story that connects what we love about Filmation and that mythology, including She-Ra, and still have He-Man and Skeletor go off on a brand new adventure, and then have a story going on Eternia with who's going to be running the show, who's going to be, hey, Skeletor's gone, we can usurp Snake Mountain, take it for our own, or He-Man's gone, do we pull She-Ra from Etheria to come
Homecoming.
Which, Deucin, I mean, not Deucin, Emiliano.
No, Deucin did it all.
Yeah, no, but Emiliano.
I would never pair up King Kiss with Tiela.
No, well, I didn't mind. I liked Homecoming. I thought it was a great story. But I still feel like
it has its flaws.
Well, hey, I got no problem with you saying that.
After all, it's a fun project. So.
Well, it was a school project. It was a school project, and I'm sure he got an A+. It's
far more easy to forgive its flaws than, for example, Masters of the Universe Revelation.
I knew you were going to go there.
Well, hey, there's everything that has Rob, David, Ted BSL's name, which is unforgettable. All of it. But the idea, though, that, like I said, and I think me, Joe, and Nathan touched on this a while back as well. But I mean, just you start thinking about this. He-Man's gone.
Yeah.
Once the Snake Man, the Horde, and
we had an episode
villains.
dedicated to the entire thing.
Well, we just talked about the possibilities. Like you could continue the Filmation world and tie in new adventures to it, and have two major storylines going on at the same time. Of like, how does Eternia recover from this? Mm-hmm. While He-Man and Skeletor are waging war in a distant future with the mutants and the Galactic Guardians. Yeah. And eventually,
but then again, with time travel, it doesn't have to be any time that passes. Like they could return literally just a moment after they're left.
Yeah, it could be that. But I still like the idea of like,
what else would go on with
what would happen
with them both gone?
Once
of course, there's also another scenario that something could go wrong on their way back, and then they end up. Not at the exact point in time. So, and then you have this person or whoever took over, and now we need to fix that.
Well, see, I remember that was Jack Alesker's plan for a second season. Is that, which I didn't like it, but it was cool that he was at least thinking that he wanted to bring it back to Eternia, but that Man-at-Arms becomes this crazy dictator and is ruling the royal.
That's so rubbish.
Yeah, I was like,
what the fuck? Like, I think, like, what was the story? Like, Evil Lyn took control over him or something. It's like just so stupid. Like, don't do that to established characters.
No, I was like that's not going to work regardless. But I just now you could. There's ways you could play around with it, but I still think telling a compelling story of like who's going to be leading the heroic warriors, who's going to be the guardian of Grayskull. Like you have no guardian of Grayskull except She-Ra, and she's stuck on Etheria defending the Horde or defending against the Horde. So that's why I feel like there's so much to play around with. Knowing He-Man's like, I've left this planet, I got to get back, but he's still stuck in the future, because it's. And Skeletor could take all these new weapons and find a way to get back to Eternia
before He-Man does.
Before He-Man does, or realize that if I don't get back, I could lose Snake Mountain, but I could bring the mutants and all this new future technology and weaponry and take over the whole damn planet and Grayskull. In his mind, it's just there's so much fun to be had, dude. I mean, there's potentials are endless with this.
When he says, dude, is he just referring to all of us? Who is he talking to right now?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I just say dude like all the time with everything.
Hey, it's your favorite character. One of your favorite characters, by the way, Tyler.
What, dude?
No, right in the comic, right here.
Oh, KO. Fuck yeah. Yeah, no, I love KO. KO. I just from the animated intro to the series, I was like, who the hell is that guy? I just thought he has such an interesting look. Like that doesn't do him justice, like how he's drawn in here. I would like Ren to see like a good illustration of how KO looks, like the way he's drawn in the next mini comic or in the last one that Bruce Timm drew. Like it's just a very cool looking design with these cybernetics on his body. He's got this cool looking helmet, a small arm shield and a blaster. It's just a very cool looking character. Someone that was definitely not utilized a lot. But I think set up to be more of a prominent character in the Galactic Guardians and ally of He-Man. But as we completely ignored the story here.
No, I was just gonna say like the artwork here is not.
It's very childish, very cartoonish, and not in a good way.
Yeah, not in a good.
But
but again, it's not as bad as the Leech mini comic.
No, it's not. This is leagues above that. But KO is on alert to go find the crystal that has been stolen accidentally by Slushhead and Optic. They were sent on a mission to retrieve missiles for Flogg's new weapon, the Terror Claw.
And they want to argue amongst themselves about you couldn't see no this is what you're supposed to get and then they argue with each other.
Like, I've had enough of your bullshit. You stole the wrong item. Like, he has no idea that this crystal is a major power source of the planet Primus.
And Optic is a fantastic design.
I think he's unanimously liked by fans.
Yeah, but his weakness is lemon juice.
All right. Well, what's Ren's take on something? Like, they're granted they're not drawn great. Are you familiar with any of these villains, Ren?
No, the eyeball dude.
Okay. I figured you
Right.
might be familiar with Optic.
Yeah, didn't they make a
Classic of him?
figure? Yeah,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
made classics.
they
Slushhead,
made
Flawed,
one.
Optic.
They made one of a couple of these, right?
Yeah,
all three of
all these guys are in the classics line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Lizor, who shows up in a few more panels, he was not made into a classic figure, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Like
you guys bought those. You guys
Oh,
have
fuck
those.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they made Quake, who was he's just a badass looking villain too. He's got a seismograph on his chest. And
This looks like Archie Comics Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, like old school Ninja Turtle Archie comics.
Yeah. It has that kind of big,
but not
big
as
eyes.
good.
And yeah. The Archie Turtle comics there's a charm to those comics.
Yeah.
Here we go with the Terror Claw, because you got to put over the toys.
The toys, yeah. This is a very toy centric mini comic line, which is understandable. They got to get in the Flight Pod, the Terror Claw, the Astro Sub. But they're all good looking vehicles though. Like they're fun expansions of the mythology.
But the art not good.
No, there's Lizor coming to let him know that the Astro Sub is or there are two ships out there. One of them's the Astro Sub that KO's flying. Skeletor's flying the Flight Pod. Yeah, he's giving that
the speed, the list.
See that there might indicate that this was trying to adapt whatever Filmation was planning, because comic books typically don't do the speech impediments.
Yeah. And I will say to Star Trek fans, Deucen's one of them, that Lizor, I think, comes from the Gorn Desert in his bio, which is a reference to the Gorn from Star Trek.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of what Lizor
it's pretty
was
blatant.
which is and they throw them on there like in the maps. It's like, okay, you clearly know what they were just throwing nods at, and like the kids wouldn't know probably.
No.
But the adults,
kids did watch Star Trek at the time.
Well, I mean, some probably would pick up on it.
It was different time. Like, it wasn't like today when people are being led to believe that everything old is just lame. Oh, here's our latest piece of shit. Gobble it up. Bon appetit.
So is that guy made out of ooze or
no,
or something?
He's a pickle. He's a human pickle.
No, he's a very swamp-like.
Joe eats him.
He has to exist with water, so his helmet is filled with water, so he can survive.
Yeah, like pickles in a jar.
Well, Deuce is not helping my case here, but yeah. But he has tentacles that he can launch, like Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
on his back.
On his back, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was actually the only New Adventures figures that I owned. It was a 2-pack with him and He-Man in it. And the story with it, I was in a Rose's and I saw the figure, and this is when I first started getting an allowance. And I just assumed that I had the amount of money to get it for whatever reason. And my dad's like, no, you don't have enough. You're going to have to wait a little bit so you can save and build up your allowance. And I got really upset in the store. And that turned into a case of getting dragged out of the store. And instead of whipping me at the car, like most parents would do in these scenarios, like he talked to me and he said, like, hey, you have this amount. You have to save to a couple weeks so you have enough money to go ahead and buy this. And sure enough, I waited a couple weeks and then we went back and I bought that 2-pack. And then the whole thing with that is years and years later, I gifted them to Tyler for Christmas because I didn't at the time I didn't have like the money to really buy gifts for everybody. So I'm like, well, I'll give Tyler these. He will appreciate them more. And he kept those.
Yeah, Nathan wasn't into He-Man at this point. This is just a me thing, yeah.
And I gave those to Tyler, and then Tyler kept those for years and years, and then like gave them back to me on Christmas one year. It's like, hey, these are from your child. Like, you need to, since you're collecting He-Man figures and stuff again, I want these to be back into your collection. So like a good look.
Oh, you guys are so sweet, man. You guys are like the coolest couple ever.
I was gay.
Well, hey, Ren. I mean, I bought you Scream Queen Hot Tub Party. That's on the way to you.
That was a trade. I'm sending you guys.
Yeah, you're sending us T-shirts.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
calm
tell you
down.
what. If you
Calm
decide
down.
you want to give up some of those awesome, like that shockwave in your shelf, you're like, man, I really wish I had a shockwave. I would gift him back to you.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll gift back you the one that's not mint in box. I'll keep the ones mint in box, so that way you know.
Well, that one's gone already. So
Oh fuck!
I said that the last time I saw.
I know you did. I'm realizing that now.
Yeah.
Hey, doesn't that little lizard look like Usagi Yojimba's little pet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Usagi who?
Yeah.
Usagi who? But here's KO, which is it's cool. He's the only Galactic Guardian, only good guy featured essentially in this book outside the very beginning. But he gets captured by the Terror Claw on his hunt for the crystal here,
which is cool. I mean, I don't like the kablooey.
Kablooey.
Yeah, that's a kind of a lousy onomatopoeia, but whatever.
Kablooey.
And
after him, you idiots! It's nice to just see that in like this is
it's a harsh language.
Yeah, for kids.
Yeah,
it's a bad influence on kids. No wonder why they cancel this.
Yeah.
Look at all that
just looking
violence.
at KO, like all the little bionic parts in his body there. Like,
so was everybody like bionic in this series?
Not everybody. Like
no.
Flipshot and Hydron. Like Hydron is kind of like an outer space scuba diver. Flipshot is kind of
scuba diver.
I mean that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
You know, but Flipshot is more of a flight pack a warrior. KO is kind of more
the blue and gray character.
Tyler.
Yes.
Icarus. Okay.
Oh yeah, Icarus is the European name.
Yeah,
but
which comes from the Filmation development material.
Which makes
sense.
For
some reason, European market didn't update when things got changed.
Well, Deucen, what do you prefer in that? Flipshot or Icarus?
Well, when I was a kid, I didn't know any of those names, so I didn't care.
Okay.
Well, I think instead of KO, he's also known as Tartarus in the European market. Like if you look on I don't like KO is a cool name anyway.
Yeah.
But like Nocturna, he is like in a kind of a stealth suit. Vizar was the only black character. He has like this enhanced helmet. You got Spinwit. He's kind of like a cyclone type character, but he's not like cyborg. Like he just has, I can't explain it, but
he spins.
He spins a lot, but he not as harsh as like Cyclone is.
Yeah.
You got Tuscador, who is this.
He's
armored
softer
outfit.
than Cyclone.
Tuscador is a good
I
one.
think Ren would appreciate because he is this massive man with this like elephant tusk armor on.
I think I've seen Tuscador.
Yeah, I think
they've got a few figures in him.
He was in the classics line.
He looks like Peter Venkman when he doesn't have the mask on.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, like the real Ghostbusters version in the animated series. Like they made him look like Peter Venkman.
Yeah, it's much like Joe when he's not wearing a mask.
But there and then you have Ortilla, who is a robot essentially, like with like multiple, kind of like Roboto almost, but he has like an eye patch, which is quite cool. But he's not utilized a whole lot either. But
that's the box-headed guy, right?
Yes. Also known as
lame.
Weaponstronic, I think in the European market. But Ortilla is a cool name. So I think the cartoon design of Ortilla, it's more human-like, but he's very, very still robotic. Whereas the toy is like full on
the robotic voice modulation.
Yes, but cool design. So it's a mix up of like full on humans that are like just really skilled and hand-to-hand combat or various weaponry, and other guys are like cybernetic as well.
We're putting over.
It's a mix.
It's. I mean, what they did with what they released in classics, I love all of that stuff.
That's why I can't understand people were like throwing fits about that. Like if they had released, here's Vizar. Like I don't have him complete, but he's got a helmet here. You get it comes down and it's a simple design, but he's more of a, and this is the figure they used for Wesley Snipes in the Demolition Man toy line.
Yeah.
What are the logistics of his armor being like that where his belly is exposed?
Well, I mean, I think it's just more like showing muscles off. Like he's got camo, like kind of futuristic camo pants,
Yeah, but that's a
I-
good argument.
the way that you're saying it's not really selling it all that
Well,
well.
I don't have.
He wants to show off his muscles to mutants who then shoot him in the guts.
Well, I mean, he's too badass for that.
I think that kind of the biggest detriment to the New Adventures toy line itself, when you compare it to the original Master Universe line, they're smaller. They're not. There's just something about them.
Well, Red would like them because they are highly articulated. Like the legs,
there's a bend at the legs. You can do more with them.
Not articulated. Like the arms are pretty much there. It's pretty much like they have like the Battle-matic kind of thing, like these little things on the back here where you could push. And Skeletor's using the Havoc staff.
Yeah.
And then the legs, they bend at the knee. You can kick out, so there's a little bit more articulation to them, but it's not. It's more than the vintage line, but not like a GI Joe either.
Yeah.
One thing that might have been in the service of the line is that it's kind of easy to confuse with Captain Power.
Yeah. But that was a cool line, and people act like He-Man never had any adventures in outer space. I mean, hell, the Shadow of Skeletor is nothing but an adventure taking place between two moons of Eternia.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories that are set in space and other dimensions. But the thing is that when he still looked like He-Man, he didn't have the technology on him,
and no ponytail.
Which I know, which was it starts out like the first look has no ponytail, then eventually he gets
which is actually the Filmation version without ponytail.
Gotcha.
But the ponytail it's so weird. Like before the cartoon started, at some point it's like they realized that they need to bring back the more familiar look, so they went with a Mark Taylor redesign for New Adventures of He-Man that was more barbaric looking. It had ripped trousers and for some reason had a ponytail.
And he's a bit bulkier. Like He-Man gets a bit bulkier in the series as well.
So that comes from that sketch. The ponytail. Why exactly they like? Again, it's so weird. Like, so they start off without the ponytail, and then for some reason he just grows his hair and he has a ponytail. Everyone.
I mean, yeah, man.
It's not a bad look. Conan has long hair. Nathan's got long hair.
Oh yeah, but yours didn't grow in an instant.
I wish it would have. That would be so much easier, because the hardest thing about growing your hair is you reach that weird in-between phase where it's not long enough to put back, and you can't you can't tuck it behind your ears. So you run it's just like always wanting to get into your eyes, and that sucks. So you just have to wait it out. So yeah, it takes a little bit of patience, but we're putting over the toy, by the way. Got to put the toy over.
Yeah. Terraclaw successfully captures KO.
Look how small his hands are. Like the proportions here are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's in pain.
It's unfortunate, but Deucin, look, we got a nice little butt shot here for you.
Yeah.
But there's no ass hair.
He's right.
Good point.
He's right.
Good point.
And we go back to the lair, and Flogs that want to know the Trifusium crystal there, and I just love that it doesn't take long for Flog to realize that what KO's after, and that the crystal that his henchman has stolen actually has significance to it.
Yeah,
I love that.
This isn't. I mean, Flog looks, but his face proportions aren't supposed to be like great anyway. So I actually kind of like this panel here.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yes,
they make the helmet, whatever the hero's name is,
KO.
They make it. His helmet's all over the place as far as size.
Yeah, it does fluctuate. It's not as it's not a cohesive look there.
That's the thing with these designs, is that bunch of these helmets are so fucking hard to draw.
Yeah.
Which I could see KO's being hard to draw because it has the face guard, and you got lines going across. It's not just one big piece that covers his face. It's like
we'll see how Ren feels about it when he inevitably has to draw him for a T-shirt design.
I as much as, and I feel like it would be so hard to find good illustrations of the Galactic Guardians of like
References
KO,
and stuff.
Visor, Nocturna. It would be so, even just using what little card art there is on the card backings, it's not enough to. I don't think Ren would even. It would require Ren to probably be a little inventive because they're not the best.
There's always the German comics.
Oh yeah, I could pull some from those at least to kind of give him an idea. Like Ren will make him look badass no matter what, but it kind of, at least give him the proper. Okay, this is what the helmet's supposed to look like. The shoulder armor, the bomb is going down the arm. Because characters like Nocturna, they're Visor. I never saw them that much. You probably have to go to a lot of the German stuff, or maybe some of the UK annuals where a lot of the New Adventure stuff continues. But here's Skeletor show.
Yeah, the UK stuff reprinted the German stuff.
Okay, well there you go. So at least I'll have some sort of outlet to give to Ron when we get around to that.
But here's Tyler was saying Skeletor crashing in.
He tried to murder everybody.
Yeah. Much like
What a jerk. What a jerk.
And allows KO to get away.
Yeah.
Okay, so does KO get the crystal?
No.
Like it doesn't show whether he grabs the crystal or
No,
not.
he does it. The next issue, which is a continuation of this, KO reunites with He-Man and Flipshot, and they go on an adventure trying to kind of go after Skeletor and the mutants.
But
they screwed up the speech bubble on the last panel.
Yes, they did.
I love the fact though that Flog's like on your knees, slave, like just immediate because Flog within this is top dog.
Yeah,
he's the boss. Yeah,
he's the alpha.
I'm pretty sure that's what Skeletor's supposed to say.
Well, and that's in the animated series too. Like Flog doesn't know who he is, and he's not willing to submit either. And that's why I like the idea that in the animated series, Skeletor is like, I tell you what, teach me the ways of this galaxy, and I'll show you how you guys can beat He-Man, which is kind of ironic because he's not successfully beaten He-Man.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much like
but they don't know that.
They don't.
He sold that dream. He sold a good dream, man. That's how you sell your resume.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it well because it's even though that you can say what you want about the series, at least that first episode sets up a great idea. And Skeletor says, like, sure, you call the shots, Flog. I will bow down to your command. Yeah. And then the Skeletor has that plotting look on his face, like he knows, like, I'm going to usurp this entire faction of mutants, take over the mothership, the planet Nordor. I'll rule this galaxy and take what I've learned and accomplish and take it back to Eternia.
Speaking of which, I would love to get the Nordor playset.
I
put it on the shelf with the New Adventures figures.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be so good.
I bought that pretty dirt cheap back in the early days of eBay.
Do you have
that on it's no, it's not on display.
What the fuck, dude?
I ain't got room to put it anywhere.
Oh my god! Yeah, sure. It's not that big of a playset. Come on,
it's not. But I don't know where
you can give it to me. I got space.
Okay.
For it.
He'll gift it back to you in 15 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then I'll be like, I've just
I forgot.
Yeah. I'll come up with some story that Nathan gifts to me for Christmas. But
just like all right, pal. Fuck
puts him in his place there.
Fool. I'm an evil beyond your meager ability to understand. And I like this too, man. You are my slave. Challenge me again and you die. Like, fuck, man. That's dark. That's dark.
Regardless of how poorly it's drawn, at least it's Skeletor the way he's supposed to be depicted. Like, he's not a buffoon here. He's here to
How did they fuck around and make the last page worse than all the previous pages? Like, that's my question.
Yeah, it's a
bummer.
They
just gave up.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, this was definitely a rushed project because I feel like this, along with the other three, were featured with the 2-packs that came out in the first 6 figures of this line. And I think Optic came with the mini comic, if I remember correctly, maybe not. But I just feel like those first 4 mini are the only 4 packaged with Flipshot, Hydron, He-Man, Skeletor, Flog, and Slushhead were the only ones I think to really come in the comics. I do think everybody that came after it, even KO, I don't think all the second wave, even though a lot of those characters are introduced in these first 4 mini comics, came with mini comics. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
There might have been some packed with it, but I really think it was just those 6 figures came with mini comics. None of the vehicles came with mini comics.
Yeah.
Not like a Battle Bones kind of thing or something like that.
It was just like they were lost. Like it started off fine enough, but when they realized that, all right, this isn't taking off as well as we had with the previous line.
Yeah.
They're just doing anything. Like, oh, well, we'll pack in a hero and a villain and sell it for cheaper. Like anything to make it stick.
I do remember because I remember I got the He-Man Skeletor 2-pack, and the gimmick was you buy one figure, you get one free.
Yeah.
So they were charging you for one figure, and you got a free mini comic and a
which is awesome, but
yeah. But that was, I thought, and that's how I was introduced to the New Adventures of He-Man was that 2-pack. And those are highly collectible. Those
they
2-packs.
are now.
They're very rare. Man. But it was a great way to get fans in. Hey, you get a free villain with your He-Man toy or whichever one you want to get.
But you also have to think too at the time period with the age that Tyler and I were, like we're coming on the tail end of the popularity of Filmation and the original vintage line. So him and I are both still very at this age. Oh yeah, we're buying straight into it. Where you got Ren and like James
Joe
and other people.
Yeah,
Joe, they're sitting there just like that. Like, man, this sucks.
And I completely get everyone's perspective on it. All I've ever championed on this podcast was like, you have every reason to have disregarded the designs and everything, but I think just the story is what I always want to sell people on. The new heroes and villains. And that the story still could work with the classic designs of He-Man and Skeletor going into the future, meeting KO and Karate and Hoove, Quake, Krita, all
and Usagi.
What's that on Usagi?
And Usagi, yeah. Meet Usagi.
Yeah.
Space Usagi.
Space Usagi. But those are other characters.
Rabbit.
But oh yeah, because there is a rabbit character in New Adventures, a space rabbit. I forgot what his name was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, yikes!
But
just like in Star Wars.
Yes. But that's all I've really asked people to do. Like, if Ren was completely disregarded of this, and rightfully so, I get it. I was all about like it's more He-Man. Like I didn't see it as jarring. Like the same thing with the live action movie. It's He-Man Skeletor. Give me more.
The way that you're looking at it back then is how people are looking at it now. It's more He-Man. So bye. So yeah.
But
yeah. But you're no different. They're no different than you, man. Come on.
Don't you compare those assholes to me?
Yeah, go ahead and start buying the origins, man.
No, because I saw the quality in the live action movie and the potential of the story, whereas you guys are just like, yeah, I'm gonna go beat off instead.
By the way.
What did you say?
Yeah.
It looks like Skeletor is growing a nose.
Yes,
yeah, that shit looks weird, man.
Yeah. I like the design of his Havoc staff in this too. Like nothing's going to beat the Ram,
which is another thing that's bitch to draw.
Oh yeah, because the Havoc staff.
There's a lot of shit going on with that staff.
Yeah.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
Yeah, you just look at you hear Deucin.
It's a girl. It's a
girl.
No,
it's not. He's going. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. But the thing about this mini comic, though, despite the art being pretty shitty, it's a breeze to read, and it's just very like boom, 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 and we're done. Like, oh, okay, holy shit! But we also have to keep in mind too that this isn't. They're all of these books are connected together. It's an all intertwining story.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's a long story if you read it all at once.
Yeah, if you do it that way. But
I'm really glad you guys didn't make me read it all at once.
Yeah, we probably should have. It's like, all right, Ren, here you go.
What?
Here's all five.
We'll see.
I'll tell you what, man. I think because when I started reading it today, I didn't know it was a part of
we probably should have told him that.
Like I said, we covered the other parts. I did this one last because it was the least it was the most poorly drawn. The other three are very well drawn, but
very well. Okay, send me all of them, please. Someone,
okay,
so I can read them all.
Yeah. Well, don't you have the book? I sent you the book.
It's in there.
Yeah, all four.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
Nathan, buy him the book.
Already
Order it on
did.
Amazon.
No, I have it.
Well,
I have it.
Nathan, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you
I gotta
already
go back
did.
on Amazon, buy him another copy.
No.
No, I got it. No, I got it. I know
He
exactly
lost
where it's
it. Buy
No,
him
I-
another
at.
copy.
No.
When,
I get
when I
his-
read all the stories from the last one we did, I read them all from that book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
All
where
four
is
of
it
the
now?
friend that.
Where's
It's
the book now?
downstairs. It's downstairs in my bookcase.
Sure.
I can go get it if you'd like.
No. you
Do
don't
it.
have
Do
to.
it. Do it. Do it.
No, come on. Do it. Dewey Decimal.
Do it slowly.
No, Randall.
Time-
what are
time
you doing?
Let's see how long it takes him. Maybe he'll
Oh.
be faster than Joe when he has to get his. He has to get
I
his
can't believe you're
laptop.
making him do that. What the fuck, man?
People listen to this
He's
way too
old.
much.
He needs to move. He needs to exercise.
Oh, okay. Well, you
He
calling him
needs to
fat?
get.
You calling
Hey,
him
I
fat?
inspired him
No,
to
no.
exercise.
Needs to
He's
keep.
got to
Needs
work
to
out.
remain in condition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he needs to maintain it.
Well,
Well-
what about you? Why don't you start conditioning too, there, Deucin?
I'm moving as we speak.
Oh, I can only imagine what you're moving.
Oh, that was pretty quick. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there at the very end.
No. At the very
They're
end,
before
are
the
the
Scott Knightley
shit coming.
bullshit.
Well, towards the ass end there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
after
the
that
Griswold
crappy
mini
one.
comic.
Oh, you muted your mic, Ren.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's where I was last, so that's what my
Okay.
My
I'd
stream
be
is-
curious. Like, I'd love to see his take on the artwork real quick.
Oh, okay.
Like, unlike because Errol McCarthy drew issue 1 and 3.
Check that out. I went right
Yeah.
to it.
There's the first issue right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that
Okay.
face. He's like,
All right, so I'll put the string right
Mark.
there.
Yeah, there
Yes.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then close it up, and then you can read it later.
Mm. Okay.
Well, before we go ahead and we wrap this up, we'll go ahead and take some questions. If you've got questions for us, go ahead and put those.
I'm gonna run to
into
the
the
job
chat.
real quick before we do questions.
Yeah.
Again?
Tyler. Yeah, you do that, Tyler. I mean, I want to make fun of Tyler for having a small bladder, but it seems as of late I'm having to. It's probably honestly because of these and timing it out poorly when we do the show. But
I don't know. When I Google the symptoms, it says it's cancer or
Oh,
something
okay.
else that's deadly.
Yeah.
Google never
It
lies.
could be in enlarged prostate as well.
Yeah, he's getting old. I mean, look at
Yeah.
that bald spot of his.
Actually, I've got to go to the VA tomorrow early and get blood drawn.
No.
Yeah, so I've got an appointment in the morning.
Just the usual checkup, or is there something going
Yeah,
on?
so it's getting blood drawn. We're gonna hope for the best.
Oh boy,
I'll let you guys know offline
Okay.
afterwards if anything happens. But yeah, there's I'm old, so
Yeah.
I gotta get some things checked out.
Yeah.
And I had some numbers that were high, so they want to double check on some things. But yeah, we'll just lay it there.
Well, yeah. All right. Shit,
And,
man. I do. You hear Deuce over there clicking on his keyboard. He's put
No,
your
that wasn't
symptoms.
me.
He put your symptoms into WebMD, and he says
WebMD,
you're gonna be
I've
dead
got
in
3
10
months
minutes.
to live.
Yeah. No, 10 minutes, and you're gone.
Oh, it's over. It's
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
then. my last meal is talking to you guys and eating some air.
I think Sobek's gonna kind of regret the comment that he put in the chat earlier when we first started looking through the mini comic. This art looks Kirby-esque. I guess certain spots, sure, but
Wait,
Yeah,
well,
because there are Kirby dots. It looks just like Kirby.
I mean, if he sees it and that's cool. I mean,
Now,
You can-
now
I
that
mean-
I have the book with me,
You
certain
need your eyes checked. You're getting old.
certain parts of certain panels you can look at and be like, all right, yeah, you can.
oh,
sort
because
of
even
see
some people
Kirby
looked at
inspiration.
Kirby's artwork. When
If
he
you
was-
squint real hard.
Already, yeah, just for a couple panels. So there we go.
yeah, it's not saying the whole thing was
Yeah, no,
Kirby-esque.
No.
But there's those German interpret stories that are very Kirby inspired. And that artist did some new adventure stories, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we'll have to look into
Which
some of those,
which is
actually.
very logical. You know, because Kirby did outer space like nobody. I mean,
Yeah,
his outer space stuff.
There were better artists.
I'm saying with a lot of his, because then I think John Buscema comes along and makes it even better.
Yeah. No, it was one of those things of.
It was groundbreaking. His
it was groundbreaking and
yeah.
then inspirational to these other artists that would come along and take that and do it arguably better.
Yeah, because
the secret why Jack Kirby has the King title isn't really the quality of his work, but the speed he was working.
Because
like the guy was drawing. What did you break?
I'm fucking shit up over now. It was just my.
No wonder you need to see a doctor.
Yeah. It was just my turtle legs.
Yeah, who cares about that?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just a turtle figure got amputated right now.
But no, being groundbreaking and then having other artists see that and appreciate it, fall in love with it, that they want to become artists themselves, and then take that and up the level. That's
I mean, because I love Steve Ditko's artwork on Spider-Man, even though people have come along and made the characters look even better. But it's those first initial designs that, you know, Ditko and I think Kirby helped work on some of that stuff. Not that what was in the comic book, but I think he has some sort of
Kirby was tasked with trying to come up with a design, but none of his stuff was used. It was all Ditko that came up with all the stuff that we know.
Yes. So to look at how, you know, all those first 14, 16 issues of Spider-Man with Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, the Vulture, Sandman, Electro, Mysterio, the Enforcers, and you got, you know, Kirby working on Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Captain America, Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, and coming up with Thor and doing all the villains, all the heroes,
cranking them all out.
Yeah,
too.
all like those. He was just it was unbelievable. He was working on many books.
The fifth issue of Fantastic Four. That's literally his best work right there. Like right there, he wasn't rushing things. He was taking his time, and he delivered the best. One of the best artwork in Marvel Comics of that period.
I mean, yeah, that Silver Surfer trilogy.
The first issue with Doctor Doom.
What you said, issue 50? Is that what you said?
Issue 5.
Oh, you said. I thought you said 50.
No, I said 5.
No, I heard 50.
You need to go.
I heard 50.
Yeah, tell that to your doctor.
Okay, I will.
I heard 50. No, it's cancer.
I mean. I mean, you know, after all, there were 5 New Adventures mini comics. So.
Yeah, that's right.
I was cheated by the interview.
Yeah, all blaming on that. Sean Darren had a comment that said, I used to watch New Adventures of He-Man Sunday mornings on WXON Channel 20 Detroit when it first aired.
Oh, cool.
How many days did you lose, Sean, watching that junk?
How many regrets do you have now?
Here's a question.
There's a She-Ra story in here that looks like My Little Pony.
Oh yeah, the She-Ra mini comics are not.
Those aren't good.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Sobek had a question here. If you're writing a continuation of the New Adventures, where would you take the story?
To the trash.
Oh, fuck no. No, I would do exactly what I said before. I would be telling the story of, you know, Eternia along with He-Man and Skeletor battling in the future.
Against the evil dictator Man-at-Arms. He's
God,
a Nazi.
Jesus Christ. I would. There was no way in fuck I would do that.
Yeah, all Man-at-Arms has to do is just shave the mustache in a little bit.
Shave that one half leave the middle.
Well, you could take that time to raise up, like, through the ranks, like make Clamp Champ, you know, and various
other Gestapo officer.
The what now?
Gestapo officer, Clamp Champ.
Gestapo officer.
Yeah.
No, God, no. No, but just, you know, have Adora battling like I probably should leave and go to Eternia, like, and just hope the Great Rebellion could handle the horde while she's gone.
And then we discovered that Adora too is a Nazi. Like everyone went a Nazi. Like what the fuck?
I like
he lives for 5 seconds and everyone goes nuts.
Done with your Nazi regime?
I like the idea of telling the story of She-Ra being, now that He-Man is gone, that she spread herself too lean trying to balance the two. and keep both of them safe.
And she would be obligated, like to.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got to defend for the honor of Grayskull. She's going to have to uproot, go to Eternia, which gives her an opportunity to get more reacquainted with the parents. Spend more time there. But then she's going to be constantly thinking about what's going on Etheria that I can't see. I can't. Well, the rebellion, Hordak's like, well, She-Ra's gone. We can fucking, ransack this entire planet.
By the time of New Adventures, maybe Etheria was liberated.
Because
in the newspaper strips that was done by Filmation, during those Etheria was liberated. So maybe that could be picked up. Maybe Adora stayed to rebuild the world.
And while she's doing that, Hordak's already like plotting more. Well, this is all done here. Skeletor's not here.
Well, see, I thought like if Adora leaves and takes up the mantle as protector of Eternia and Grayskull, if Hordak were to take over Etheria, and he learns that Skeletor's gone, his only competition other than the Snake Man, he's like, man, we could take what we usurp this planet. We'll set our sights on Eternia, because if He-Man's gone, Skeletor's gone, that only leaves She-Ra. I just feel like the Horde Empire could continue to expand, and then it pretty much leaves the Great Rebellion in ruins, and either as on the run, they're captured, or who's to say, you could go all kinds of different directions with that.
Yeah,
but
you could also have those Goatmen take over the world from the first episode.
Well, I was gonna say it does kind of leave open the chance of maybe creating this new bad guy, this new villain character that can swoop in too, if you do it right, of course. Like Deucin saying Goatman, but
or maybe it could be Cousin Jeremy.
Yeah, you know what? No. I know Tyler is immediately like brushing that off, but when you watch the episode with Cousin Jeremy, there is that potential there to kind of do have that Game of Thrones-esque, have this character rise in the ranks of power and just be like a total fucking shitbag. Like that
Turns out he's Space Hitler.
You could do something. There is. You do
but a
well enough.
Like that wouldn't really have any kind of relevance, because you still
could be the new Joffrey, Tyler. Come on.
Yeah, but
be open-minded.
The throne goes to Adora and Adam if Randall or Relena pass. It's not going to go to.
No, I'm not saying Cousin Jeremy is going to be the.
No, but
he's a shitbag. He's not worthy of power.
No, I'm saying you could maybe take a Cousin Jeremy and have him be influenced by another villain,
or maybe he could be just himself and be a piece of shit that he is.
Well, but you could take that time to build it. That's why I think having a good He-Man She-Ra comic, where you could take time to have a Jeremy kind of be a bit older. He's still an arrogant prick, not learned his lesson, could be easily manipulated, or wants to, advance his own personal gain. But then you have other villains too that were all favorites. Like you have your Shakodis, your Masks, your Negators, your various other one-shot villains that could see this big gap on Eternia. Like the Lord of Destruction has left the planet. Like the Snake Man could be a big threat where they want to take over Snake Mountain again.
Or Yakers.
Or these one-shot characters could decide to form like a super team to go and take over. But of course it turns into a thing of they're all fighting amongst themselves of who should really be the leader, and just they've won, but they can't agree on who should be up the top, and then that all falls apart. There's plenty of ways you could go.
Yeah, a lot of fun, but it would put Eternia in so much turmoil when all these people realize that He-Man and Skeletor were gone.
Yeah,
She-Ra's yet to arrive. So you've got all the heroic warriors, the Royal Guard are on high alert because all these guys are getting word that, oh my God, our biggest competition is gone. The Palace, Grayskull, whatever their sites were on that they have yet to obtain is fair game now. Everyone could come out.
Everybody's coming out of the woodwork to get a piece of the pie.
And then you could have the Horde show up no, fuck all of you.
Yeah. No, that would be fun, that you have all these one-shot characters and they're all we either band together or we're all da-da-da-da, and then you have Hordak and the Horde just show up. It's no. and they wipe them all out
Yeah.
and take them as like join us or die or something. It just
See, the thing is that even if we come up with the lamest possible idea, it'll still be way better than
Yeah,
what
that's
Steam
true.
really could come up with.
It's not going to be hard to beat the current
Yeah, it's
bullshit they
not.
put out there. But
It's not.
honestly, like to our listeners, like the stuff we're throwing out here, are you telling me you wouldn't enjoy that kind of scenario as opposed to the horse shit you've been given right now? I mean, seriously, I'm not judging you of what you're into, but I'm saying really, what we're just talking
And
about.
Tyler can say this now because he watches shitty movies.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, why don't you then check out Masters of the Universe Revelation and Revolution then if you enjoy shit?
No,
Because I
don't
watched
think
the first 5 fucking episodes of that horse shit, and I'll never do it again.
he was done.
Hey, actually, let me ask you this: how
Right.
do the movies that you watched thus far compare to that shit?
Oh my god, I love them. They beat. I mean, they just split it right down the center.
I mean, you also have to take into consideration too that these movies are vastly different from a property that Tyler's loved near and dear to his heart since he was a child.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
apples
but
and oranges.
these movies are their own thing.
But I laugh at them because they're trying so hard to be taken seriously, and because they're so
And can you
poorly done.
laugh at this stuff?
No.
No,
Yeah.
no,
So
I
there's
cannot.
that.
Yeah.
So it's better.
No, I can't because knowing full well these guys have ignored the classic stories of Filmation and the mini comics, and decided no, I'm going to create my own thing and just tell people I'm a great big fan. I got fucking.
Scoliosis He-Man over here.
Yeah, I got scoliosis for my birthday one year. That makes me the biggest fan ever. Writing fucking
Coming
He-Man.
in the third season.
Yeah, I hope
It's
so.
just
I'll watch for that.
Scoliosis.
If Scoliosis He-Man shows up in third
We
season,
need to elect a new He-Man democratically because Eternia is now a democratic world.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
that.
Fuck.
But
Here's a question from John. This is for Tyler and Ren. What's on Tyler and Ren's B movie list in the near future? What new Scream Queens are you enamored with?
it's gonna be hard to beat Michelle
shit.
Bauer, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
Where's my
can
phone?
we, while Ren is looking that up, Tyler is infatuated with Michelle Bauer. He texts me himself. He's like, she makes me feel like a teenager.
Does she show her tits?
Oh yeah,
Dude, when did she not?
In everything she's been in.
I mean,
yes.
she's just this beautiful tan brunette, and when she's on screen, I'm like, oh my god, I mean, it's unbelievable. She's just such a stunning woman that
just check out her scenes on Sorority Babes and the Slime Ball
Ballerama and Nightmare Sisters. Both those movies. I mean, she is like, she's wearing,
she's all out.
All out. She's wearing hosiery. She's just high heels, just a breathtaking woman.
All right, Ren, what you got?
So I watched Savage Beast the other night, and
Savage Beast?
Beach. Savage Beach.
Savage Beach.
That's an Andy Sedaris movie.
It's a series. There's a series of these.
BAACH or BIACH?
Beach. Like sand. Those are Ren. Those are Andy Sedaris. That's Andy Sedaris. I was telling Tyler about. That. These are Savage Beach.
So this lady named Terry Weigel, whatever. Dude, she's fucking fantastic. She's the villain. She doesn't last very long, but dude, I had to look her up. And then there's Patty Dufek was in there.
The what?
Yeah, the ladies. Patty.
Why do they have weird names?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah.
But yeah, so it had and it had some good content.
Good content, huh? So Tyler, if Ren's saying that, I sent you the clip from Day of the Warrior.
Yeah.
Andy Sedaris movie is probably something you should look at.
Okay.
Yeah, listen. There's like I said, there's a series of these.
Yeah.
They're like spy women, right?
Yep.
And they go on these spy adventures. And this one was they were on this island, and there was this old Japanese dude. He was fucking killing people, and they were killing people. And everybody was trying to get this gold that was lost on this island. Man, it was crazy. It was crazy. But there's boobs everywhere, dude. It's amazing.
Sounds like a great time. I'll put that on my list. So.
Oh yeah.
Andy
And like I said,
Andy
there's
Sedaris.
it's a series. Like there's
Yeah.
Return to Savage Beach, and
Return
then
to Savage Beach.
Return
there's
of
a
the
bunch of them
Tits.
that are.
Return to
I don't
the-
know the order of them, but evidently, like there's a couple of the main characters that are in the bulk of them.
Let's see if we can. All right, so we have here Malibu Express, hard ticket to Hawaii, Savage Beach, Guns, Do or Die, Hard Hunted, Fit to Kill, Enemy Gold, The Dallas Connection, and Day of the Warrior, and Lethal Ladies Return to Savage Beach.
I've seen like 2 or 3 of those so
Yeah.
far. Yeah.
Oh,
Sandy's
so
the
back
dopest.
saying Dallas Connection. So
Yeah.
getting some.
Is it connected to Debbie?
No, Debbie's nowhere to be found.
Debbie's doing it all by herself.
Yeah. Here's one final question. Tyler, do you consider Creed 2 as a revenge story, or is it more of a father-son bonding film?
Hey, father-son bonding film, but his father is dead.
No. He's talking about the Dragos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those guys.
I'd
Wait,
say-
they were in part 2. Oh yeah.
yeah. What do you mean? Were they in part 2?
It's forgettable.
No, come on.
No.
Not the second one.
No. Three was forgettable.
I need to go back and watch 3 again.
look,
That is
Three
infuriating.
has its moments, but compared to Creed 1 and 2, it's a forgettable film. Like, I did not have any desire to see it again after I saw it. Like, I enjoyed it. I shed a few tears during like certain moments, but 1 and 2 are vastly superior to Creed 3. Creed 3
I would agree with that.
yeah, it wasn't. No, don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah,
But
no, it wasn't at all.
It just didn't live up to the quality. Like,
It was a great directorial debut by Michael B. Jordan.
Uh,
All things considered, it's
Yeah.
pretty solid.
the montage
Yeah.
is the weakest montage of any of the films.
Go
I was like,
watch our tier list when we spend all the time talking about
Oh,
Creed, and then Tyler's like, "I gotta go," when we talk about the Rocky
well, because it
movies.
was like
and
1
he's
o'clock
gone.
in the morning. I got to go to work.
Yeah,
Because I think James started to wax lyrically about Creed 3 for like about an hour. Like, for God's sake, James, just say whether you like it or not.
I think, I mean, it's kind of both.
It's a father-son bonding over revenge.
Yeah,
Well,
it's more of.
Well, the son doesn't want revenge.
No, it's more of.
He's programmed to get revenge, essentially. Too.
Ivan Drago living vicariously through his son.
Yeah,
through his son. Yeah.
But I can't look at his son and say his son is memorable because he's just this big guy. Whereas Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the Creed villains. Jonathan Majors has a very distinct look, but his arc was not great. Whereas
I like the I don't know. I thought the story behind it was good.
He looked like he could have been the most ferocious of the Creed villains, and yet they just don't. I thought they were going to go full on Clubber Lang with him, not trying to copy it, but just make him. This guy has trained. He's hungry. He wants to be the best. I don't give a fuck who I go. Yeah, we were friends at one point, but you know what? I want what you got. I deserve it, and I don't give a shit if I got to beat the fuck out of you in the ring to get it. But instead, it's like, no, well, I forgive you for beating me up and humiliating. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Go and push the envelope with this. Make him own being the bad guy.
I agree.
Because he looks the part. He looked phenomenal in that movie. And I really wish they had just gone the distance with make him very dislikable in a great way. But that's the thing. It's one thing that Creed films lack, are the villains are not as memorable. Because honestly, can you sit there and say that Drago's son would be memorable if he wasn't Drago's son?
No, absolutely. It relies
on the past
on
to
the
get
past
these characters over,
and especially Rocky.
Yeah,
which is probably why the third film didn't resonate as well as the other two, is because if Rocky's not there to give any advice or anything.
I still think his presence, was missed, but I don't think it could have helped tell that story. I think it was just it's a good idea, just not executed to the fullest potential.
But I mean, I still stand by it as the first Creed film is up there. I've watched it so many fucking times. I just love it.
He's not kidding either.
I love it to death. I think the first Creed film is easily one of the best movies made in the last 25 years. And sure, you could say that bar is kind of low given the current state of cinema.
Shitty movies.
Sure, but I don't know.
There's certainly that.
Yeah.
Well, I love the montage in Creed 2. That gets me so fucking pumped. Like when he's got him out there in the desert, harder, and he's like falls down on the road, and he gets up, and then he's outrunning Rocky in the car, and you've got that choir singing, fighting hard, fighting, stronger.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's amazing. Ren, I suggest you work out to that track from the Creed 2 soundtrack, man. If you're feeling tired, that will reignite. Any fatigue you may. Oh my God, that and anything from the Rocky soundtracks from like 2 or 3 or even 4. If I feel super tired, I'm like, oh, if I put that on, I'm like, oh, damn it, now I can't stop. And it's amazing how motivating that music is, dude.
Nice.
Jesus.
Okay, I'll get on it.
Absolutely, man.
I'm gonna add this to our list. Granted, the field will probably narrow it down to be a little bit smaller, but everyone picked their scream queen and then do a kumite using those actors.
Oh, Michelle beats everybody. She uses her awesome legs and just squeezes their heads off with her awesome legs. I don't fucking know because she's so fucking hot.
I'll add it to the list though because that would be a fun thing to discuss. But we will go ahead and we will wrap this up. I hope everyone enjoyed our porno discussions, our mini comic, our farts, our dads, our new adventures, mini comic discussion. Leave a comment down below. Give us any opinion on any of that stuff, really. If you haven't done so already, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and always make sure you ring that bell so you get notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
And it is time for you to learn a new mystery, a new question. No, I beg you, no more bonfires.
This is from one of those B movies, isn't it?
No.
This is Ernest Goes to Camp.
Oh, you're close.
This
Ernest,
is
Ernest
That
does
was
Dallas.
sarcasm.
Ernest does
yeah.
Dallas. This has got to. This got to be It Takes Two with Steve Guttenberg and the Olsen twins.
No, not quite.
Is it a Steven Seagal movie?
No, fuck no.
I like how Deuce's initial thing is like, is it one of those B movies you've been watching?
As if like it's beneath him.
But yes, it is.
Yeah.
Watch Green Slime.
What?
Oh,
Green
wait.
Slime.
That's that
Green
one.
Slime. Watch
That's-
that. That's
that.
a good movie.
That's one of those
Piece of
Japanese movies.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, Japanese boobies?
No, movies.
There's a hot Italian woman.
But is it on the same level as a Michelle Bauer? Like if it's not Tyler,
Nobody.
She
is.
is blonde.
Yeah,
Michelle Bauer still beats her. Sorry.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
this one is in space.
I don't give a fuck if it's underground.
I like how timid he sounded. This one's in space. Can you give us a hint?
It's a.
I can't.
It's a sword and sorcery movie with based on
Excalibur.
Greek mythology.
Greek mythology. Oh,
Is
the only
it,
one they ever made was
Wolverine or Hercules?
No Hercules.
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans.
yeah. I was about to say that's the only Greek mythology movie
Original
that
or
was
remake?
ever made.
Fuck the remake. I swear to God, I will never ever. I don't ever want to talk about that fucking piece of shit I saw the day before my birthday. Fuck that movie. Fuck. That's why I hate Sam Worthington. Fuck him and his Avatar sequels.
You and I
Tyler's
saw
gonna have to
that
go
together,
pee
right?
again.
I think I took my dad to go see it.
I thought you and I
And
saw
now he
it.
hates
No, we
you.
saw it the same week because my dad was a big fan of the Harryhausen films and that one in particular. But I think
Yeah,
Nathan saw it the same weekend as I did, though.
Yeah, it was a piece of shit.
oh,
movie
fuck
sucks.
that movie!
I
God.
will say, I
But
will
it's made
stand.
for new fans.
I will
What?
stand by the song that was used in the trailer because the band they used, they took one of their songs and made an instrumental of it, and the way that they cut the trailer
I
and the
hated
beats
the
in the
trailer.
song.
I hated the music in the trailer. I was like, this fucking
Really?
sucks.
Ah, well.
Oh
I
no.
I like
You're
that.
just a
Dude,
hater.
No. It was
Blinded by
fucking,
nostalgia.
fucking rock song played in this.
You need that ambulance.
Pegasus is black.
Rust tinted glasses.
Charon is just at the end of the damn boat in the exposition for
Wait,
fucking Medusa.
why are you bothered by Black Pegasus?
Because it's not the character. The Pegasus is a white horse.
It's diversity.
And there is no on any of this. You know goddamn well everything they did in that movie, from the giant ass scorpions to the wooden people to Sam Williamson just having a fucking shaved head. Knocker Bobo.
Bald people need representation. You should appreciate that with your bald spot.
Oh my God. You know what? I'm not getting to this because he knows exactly what he's doing here. He's just getting me worked up because he joneses for the original Clash of the Titans as much as I do. He's just doing this, just like he does, just like Ren does the exact same fucking thing.
What?
You know?
I'm gonna watch the remake.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Best of luck to you, buddy.
Yeah, and the dude's gonna be like,
maybe it's a good movie.
Maybe it's a good movie.
So wait a second here. This asshole hasn't even bothered to see the remake.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
No.
Oh, I wonder why there is a no coming from him.
When did the new one come out?
Fucking 2010.
Tyler remembers vividly.
April 2010 or 2009. Piece of shit.
So it still appeals to modern audiences.
2010.
Yeah, and they all eat a bag of dicks.
It's not good.
I mean, when you look at Twitter.
I mean, God, they get what they don't get nothing right in the movie. There's nothing. It is the most jumbled mess of a story. Like the Kraken.
It's a typical reinvention of the wheel.
But what I'm saying is, like, I was so mad because you could do an updated version of Clash of the Titans.
Brent's watching it right now.
Yeah.
Or you could make a new story that's up there with in that type of thing. Sword and sorcery, revive it, make new stuff. It can be done, but
don't forget about its sequel.
I would rather forget that.
Wait, they made a sequel?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
To remake.
Yeah.
Yes, sequel to the remake.
Clash of the Titans. This one
that came out in 2012.
81.
Yeah, 81 is
this one.
Oh, yeah, that's the masterpiece.
Yeah. That's the Harryhausen.
Yeah.
You've never watched it, Ren? It's got titties in it, actually.
Yeah. Two
really?
titties in it. Yeah.
It was rated PG too at the time.
Yeah, but it's not done for sexual. It's done as like a mother feeding her child, and Andromeda is being bathed.
Sure.
It's still
and
titties.
the child
That's
is
a fetish
like
now.
And the child is like 40 years old and has a big smile on its face.
That's the good one you say, right?
Yeah, fuck that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, calm down.
But look, he cut off the snake woman's head.
Medusa?
Yeah, like they both have the same cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one does it right,
identical.
the other one doesn't.
Yeah. He's just a hater.
And then there's Wrath of the Titans.
That's the 2012 sequel.
That's what Mayans predicted.
Yeah, that would have been the movie to end the world.
I mean, dude, I could bore you guys to death because I could argue. I could be so. It's so disrespectful to the concept of Clash of the Titans with the remake. I mean, they make a point to even behind the scenes. It was like we're very dismissive of the original, like ignoring like what the purpose of these characters. The Andromeda has no purpose in the fucking story.
Hey, welcome to it now for something different. We're talking about the comparisons between Clash of the Titans.
Oh my God, I was so fucking furious after I left the theater that night, dude. And
you don't sound that upset.
Did you ask for a refund?
No.
You sound like you're like subversively happy about the film, and you just want to talk about it more.
Yeah, it subverted your expectations.
Yeah.
You expected a good movie, but you got a bad one.
No, well, I kept my expectations low because I wasn't a fan of the trailers. I didn't think the trailers were very good.
I think you loved it.
I don't know. I think it's probably just because I liked that song that because I like the used.
Well, I'm
going to watch the trailer later on.
All right.
Yes.
I expected more epic score music for a Clash of the Titans trailer. And it was like, oh,
that was the sign of the that was much like how today when they do horror movies, it's a pop song and they slow it down. it was kind of like that at that time. They're taking these rock songs, doing instrumentals,
and I don't like any idea of modern music, whatever a genre it is, and applying it to a sword and sorcerer or a fantasy film. It's just keep it away. I need an epic score, a James Horner. Yes. That could not have been more perfect representation of me sitting in the theater that night.
I was about to just play like a snippet of the Now for Something Different intro.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, here we go. But
and all these dumbass like college kids sitting in the theater like, oh man, he's gonna get some of that.
College kids around that time ruined a lot of the movies that we went to. But that's a discussion for another time. Hope everyone enjoyed. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a good week, everybody.
Take care.